And you can actually build it so well that you can now have relationship with the external product. So we believe that eventually we could have relationship with a company like PayPal or any other company. And sometimes too, it can be sinister to say, but you sell a business to sell the business. Doesn't mean that we are setting up Dreamable to sell Dreamable, but you build it so well that when you put Dreamable on the market and say Dreamable is worth $5 billion, somebody will be willing to take out $5 billion to buy it. And that's one of the principles that guide us in building or in working out our company.
Are you looking at selling Dreamable?
No, not now. There's nothing to sell right now.
Not now.
But
but maybe in the future you might.
I mean, that would depend on the team. We have strong team that is devoted there. But we are also not going to hold Dreamable like some, how do you call it, like salvation. Dreamable is not salvation. That I have to kill myself for. Dreamable is a means to affect society. It's a means to create an impact. So if at an opportune time, at a certain date, somebody comes in and says, hey, I'm going to put this on the table, and you want to bring your company for it, if it's going to impact, it's going to offer a greater good to our customers, it's going to offer a greater good to our stakeholders. And remember, Dreamable has stakeholders. If the majority stakeholders say, hey, they want to take the company away, who are you to say no? You can fight and fight and fight, but business always wins. So we don't look to sell Dreamable in the short term. And selling has not been part of our agenda, even though we are trying to build a sellable business.
I'm going to ask you one very, very radical question.
Yeah.
Now, I have met quite a number of young Ghanaians in business, and others with some very, very, like you would say, killer business ideas.
Yeah.
Do you think that the Ghanaian youth is ready to run businesses and make them succeed like you are doing?
Yeah.
And do you think the system allows them to be able to do that?
Are Ghanaian youth ready? Yes, we are ready. Yes, we are. I mean,
and your yes is not because you have done it or you are doing it.
My yes is because we have the potential to do it. My yes is because we are the market. My yes is because the kind of world that we are in right now favors the youth more. We are using the internet, there's computer, there are gadgets all over the place. How many of our old folks really use the gadgets that we use right now? So really, if anybody wants to enter into business, this is the time for the person to enter the business, because there are more efficient ways to achieve things. Hitherto, if you want to set up a business, you need to set up a factory and do something different.
Right.
Now, you don't necessarily have to set up a factory. You just have to have a very good idea and then get the right network to make it happen. But in terms of whether the systems are really helping, in my honest opinion, I think that the systems can be improved.
Okay.
One of the key things that impede young business growth is lack of any policy or any framework to enable the young, dynamic business to grow. We are all treated the same as old businesses. So if you set up a business and maybe you have to pay a tax, they don't care whether you are 20 years old when you started a business. They don't care whether the fact that you have a registered business, they want you to play by the rules.
Right.
But nobody wants to play outside the rules.
Right.
But I believe that when people make an effort, when there's pressure on government to employ, and there are people who are trying to do something on their own without picking placards to be on the street to say, give us work, there should be some concessions made for them so that they can expand. Like for me, one of the key things that I have issue with, I don't want anybody to hold me to it. I believe that young entrepreneurs, when they set up business, they should not pay VAT, because VAT makes your product expensive. And when your product is expensive, you can't compete with the ones already on the market. That means a young person has to forgo a lot more to reach that place where he can compete on the market. And forgoing a lot more has a drain on your psychology, has a drain on your resilience, your ability to actually go for it. Not everybody can actually hold on the fort for so long.
Right.
But I believe that government has a mandate to make it easy for young people to sustain businesses, just as they try to do for girl child education, just as they are trying to do for all kinds of child labor. The same way, I think they should start promoting young people setting up businesses.
Right. So it's interesting. I am very, very, very happy that we are doing this right now. one of the questions I want to really ask you is in relation with Dream Oval.
Yeah.
You guys have been in existence for 3 years,
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
Have you looked at training some people to take after you? And if yes, have you done that, or you are now, you know, in the process of recruiting people for training?
Dream Oval is big on impact. Dream Oval is big on impartation.
Right.
Dream Oval is big on positive and technical inspiration. So as a business, we constantly work with young people to learn from them, and also more importantly enable them learn from us. We have internship programs where during vacations we allow people to come and work with us, and want to expand that forward. We believe that there will be a time that we'll be expanding and we are going to let in more people. We are hoping to, for example, go to our universities to go and get interns, get interns who are going to be paid to come and exhibit or to come and exercise their potential, to come and put themselves into good use, and in the process learn. So in terms of giving opportunities to the young people like us, Dream Oval is big on that, and we constantly do that. And beyond even the young people, we try to look at other sectors of the economy like teachers, where Dream Oval is big on making sure that we are pushing them, we are letting them have the fundamental internet and IT skills for them to be able to provide their student some kind of quality teachings in class.
So I have two text messages. I have quite a number of text messages, but I'm going to pick two of the most important ones. The first one is from Kwame of Kaneshi, and Kwame is asking if you offer training programs and employment because he's in need of one.
Okay.
So the text is, do you offer training programs and employment because I am in need of one?
Okay, so we don't offer training programs, but we offer an environment that gives people opportunities to learn. And employment depends on what you want to do. If you want to do, I think currently we're looking for people on the ground in the marketing and sales department, because at a point in time you have to focus on the technicals, but you have to sell. Now I believe that right now people with marketing skills are more likely to get into our business than the others. And if you have good technical skills in terms of Java programming, we are willing to talk to you.
Before I go to the next question, I don't know, are you married?
I'm not married.
You're not married?
No.
So you're very, very single?
Yeah, I mean on forms I'm single, because I can't say I have a girlfriend on the phone, but I have a girlfriend.
Okay, so one Getty from Achimota is asking, can I have your addresses and telephone numbers or email?
I can give her my email address.
Right, what happens is, if you want Derry's contact, you're going to have to call our numbers after the show, and my producer would give you contacts. But again, you would have to justify the reason why you need Derry's numbers, because we're not going to just give it to you for you to harass him. But if you have business to do with him, or you want some information from him that is vital to your existence or your survival, like he rightly would put it, then we would be more than willing to provide you with those contacts. Derry, my last but one question.
Yeah.
You've been asked to join the Springboard train.
Yeah.
Which is very exciting to me, because I saw the billboard and I saw your picture on the billboard, and I'm like, wow, this is interesting.
Yeah.
How did it come by, and what is the feeling?
How did it come by? I think the best people to ask is ask Comfort and Albert why they decided to send me an email for me to be on the train. The feeling, I believe I was really humbled and privileged, and it sent a signal to me. It was like a warning shot. Derry, you're on the path. People are looking up to you. You need to succeed.
Right.
Failure is an option. So as opposed to me seeing it and being all excited and being all engrossed in it, I sit back and see, now how do I even become better so that I can have the greater reach, the better impact on people's life. And I went to war, and for me it was an experience to me. It was a privilege. I was honored. I was humbled, because I see that in Accra we have a lot of opportunities. In Accra we take things for granted. In Accra sometimes we even feel like, why are all these quote unquote, I'm sorry for this word, the Kayaye, the head porters, why are they in Accra? And there's so many. If you go there, you appreciate the reason why somebody would leave a place like that and journey